Morning, grade 2. It's time for math. Today we're going to talk specifically about 4 coins, quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies, and how to count those all together. You've been doing just quarters, you've done dimes, nickels, and pennies together. Now we're going to put all 4 coins together, but we'll talk about that in just a second. First, I wanted to just review a little bit about telling time to the nearest minute from yesterday. I think all of you did pretty well on that activity. Just a few reminders. As always, no matter what time you're writing or when you're having to draw the hands, always remember your hour hand is shorter, your minute hand is longer. And when you do the minute hand, as I've told you before, if you think about connecting the dots from your middle dot to whatever minute mark you're trying to do. And also remember, your hour hand, the hour isn't which number it's closest to, but which number is it past. Which number is it past? Because remember, as we get further along in the half past section of our clock, all right, the closer we get to the next hour, the closer the hour hand is to that number. So what would you say this time shows? Can you see it? All right. Sorry, my glare. There we go. Let's see if that works a little bit better. The glare is kind of hitting on the clock there, isn't it? All right, you can see that our hour is going to be 11, right? It's not to the 12 yet. It's close, but our hour is going to be 11. And now let's take a look at our minutes. Well, it's right close to 45, so you could think 11:45, but I've got to go back to 44:43. So the time that I'm showing you on the clock here is 11:43, okay? All right, 11:43. If you have any questions when you're doing your work, make sure that you give me a holler, all right? And now I'm going to go over to the document camera, and it takes a minute. Sometimes the coins don't show up quite as well. They're kind of shiny, and so there's a glare, but I think you'll be able to figure it out, and we'll work through it, okay? All right, so here we go. You're looking at different coins here that I have on my mat, and when you're counting all 4 coins, one of the things that's important is to get things in the proper order from which one is the most value to the smallest value, and that will help you to count. So we know that our quarter has the largest value, so we're going to pull all of our quarters out. I have to get it so that you can see this. All right. There we go. There's a quarter. All right, so we have 2 quarters. Next, what would we have? Dimes. So we're going to pull our dimes over. Next would be nickels. And I think my camera isn't going to show my pennies at the same time, so we're going to put our pennies right underneath our nickels, just so that you can see the coins here, all right? So I put my quarters together. I put my dimes, then I put my nickels, then I put my pennies. If you have space, put them all out in order. And on your page, they will put them in order for you usually, but they also might give you a box that has them all mixed up, or they might ask you to draw them. If they have you draw them, make sure you draw your quarters, then your dimes, then your nickels, then your pennies, okay? So now let's count. Remember, when we count our quarters, we're counting by 25s because that's the value of a quarter, 25 cents. And it helps sometimes if you move it, touch it and move it out of the way so you know you've done that one. So 25, 50. Now we're going to count our dimes, and our dimes we count by 10. So we have to remember the last number I was at was 50. Now I'm going to switch to counting by tens. 50, 60, 70. I'm done with my dimes, so I'm at 70 cents. Now I'm going to switch to counting my nickels. Counting by 5s. I was at 70. Now I have to switch my brain to count by 5. 70, 75, 80, 85. Done with my nickels. I'm at 85 cents. And now I'm going to count my pennies. I was at 85. These are worth 1 cent, so I count by ones. 85, 86, 87, 88, 89. All right, so here we have a total value of 89 cents. And most often they'll ask you to write it in both ways, with the dollar sign and then the second way using the cent sign. So all of you hadn't had any problem with that. All right, let's try a different amount. I'm going to take these coins away. And let's see what I get next time. All right, we'll throw some coins out there. And again, we're going to find our coins and put them in order. Trying to get it so you can see these here. Well, I've got 2 quarters right here together. Let's start with that, huh? Oh, I got to go this way. There we go. 2 quarters. 3 quarters. Can I move those over a little bit? I can. Still in focus. All right, now we've got to find our dimes. Oh, just 1 dime this time. Our nickels are almost in the right spot, aren't they? And 2 pennies. All right, so let's count. Remember, when we're counting quarters, we count by 25. 25, 50, 75. I have to remember that 75. Now I'm going to count by tens. You know what 10 more than 75 is? That's 85. Now I have to switch to counting by fives. 85, 90, 95, 96, 97. I'm going to do that moving the coins. Oh, you can't see my pennies, can you? Oh, where do those pennies need to go? There they are. Sorry about that. All right, let's try again. I'm going to move my coins this time. 25, 50, 75, 85, 90, 95, 96, 97. 97 cents. Almost a whole dollar. Okay? Make sure that you remember that the quarter and the nickel, they do look very similar, but the quarter has George Washington on it, and the nickel has Benjamin Franklin, or excuse me, Thomas Jefferson. The quarter is larger in size, and the nickel is a little bit smaller, so that can help you when you're trying to count your coins. Perhaps today, I'm going to go back to myself. Hello again. Perhaps today, see how many coins mom or dad have in their wallet or their pocket or someplace in their purse. Have them give you a handful of coins and practice counting those, okay? Especially it gets a little tricky when you have like either 25 and then you have to count by tens after that, or 75 and count by tens after that. But you know how to add 10 to a number, so you'll do just fine. I'll be trying to get all the information that you need to do your graph. That was from lesson 105. Sorry, oops, forgot about that one. And then you'll be able to continue on and finish that as well. Have a great day. I'll see you soon.